Hello, my name is Nick, and today we're going to learn how to do the M twist. Looks a little something like this, so let's get started. Now the only trick you need to know to do the M twist is the basic energy beam. If you don't know how to do this, you can watch my video in the top right there, and then come back once you have that mastered. Now the M twist is a little bit different than the other energy beam twists, like the V twist, the S twist, and the U twist, in the way that when you do the Slinky pattern, it's not reflected on the opposite side. So when you draw out the M shape, it's not going to reflect back the M shape the other way. It's really just going to go back to the other hand, sort of like you're doing the energy beam. And this trick is actually a lot easier to learn with a larger Slinky. And that's because the movement itself isn't so difficult, it's really just the speed. So if you have a larger Slinky like this one, which has a slower natural rhythm, you'll have a lot easier time learning this move. It also looks a lot cooler with the larger one. But if you only have a normal size Slinky, that's totally okay, you can still learn it. So first you want to decide which hand is going to make the M shape. So one hand is going to do the shape, and the other hand is just kind of keep doing the normal energy beam. I'm left-handed, but for some reason it found it a little bit easier to do with my right hand. So with the normal energy beam, our hand is kind of going up, down, up, down, up, down. But with the M twist, we're doing a up, down, and we have to do that in the same time we would normally do the up, down. And that's where it can get difficult, especially if you have a very responsive Slinky with a fast natural rhythm. So unlike a lot of other Slinky tricks, having a few more coils can actually make this trick a little bit easier since you'll have more time. So instead of doing it from the energy beam, we're actually going to start with the Slinky still, and then we're going to make the movements to learn them and then kind of ramp up the speed. So to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to hold the Slinky sort of like this, with the top hand being the one that's going to make the M shape. So we're going to do down like this, up and around. Going to finish like that. So down and around, down and around like that. So make that movement. Now make sure when you do that last pull, it's going to be basically the same pull as you're doing the energy beam with. So even if this part's not as fast, make sure that last pull is a yank, just like you would do with the normal energy beam. So down and around, down and around, down and around. So we're going to practice this movement, even though it's going to be a little weird at first and it's not going to make the right shape that we want. And we're going to slowly kind of build it up. Now the biggest tip I have to making a little bit faster is to not move your whole arm out. You're basically going to try to pivot right around your elbow. So you're going to kind of have it starting here and then just kind of make this movement without really moving your elbow too much. We're not going to be moving our whole arm across. We're just going to kind of be rotating at the elbow. This will allow you to make a lot faster of movements. So now try to speed it up a little bit. So with enough practice, you should start to sort of see that M shape being drawn in the air. So make that M shape and then kind of close it back up, because that's eventually what you're going to be doing. Now, if you feel your arms start to hurt, take a break. I remember when I was first practicing, I was doing it for long periods of time, and my arm really kind of started to feel sore the next day. So don't overdo this trick. Really just kind of learn this trick alongside other tricks. You don't want to practice this one too long in one period. When it starts to feel a bit more comfortable doing the M shape and then bringing it back, what we're going to try to do is doing it from the energy beam. Now you don't want to just start with your hand here and then make the M twist, or else you're kind of just going to run out of room. So what you want to do is after you do the pull with the opposite hand, the hand that's going to be making the shape will sort of follow the Slinky back, kind of like this. And once you're in this position, you can then make that M shape, bring it back, and then just try to go back into the energy beam. It might look a little ugly at first, but that's okay. There we go, right back into the energy beam. So hand close, draw the M, back into the energy beam. It'll be a little wild at first, but that's okay. Just try to make a little bit of the shape. Now, once one round starts to feel comfortable, we're gonna try to add in a second round. And to do that is once you make the shape, you kind of follow the Slinky back just like before and then make the shape again. So your hand is gonna be really going back and forth really quickly. So you're gonna try to do 2 in a row and it looks like this. just like that. And then you can slowly work on adding more and more rounds of it. And remember, the other hand is still just kind of doing the energy beam, so it's really not changing what it's doing. It's really the other hand that's doing all of the work. Again, if your arms start to hurt, take a break. Even just making this video, my arm's already feeling a little bit sore. This trick took me a really long time before I could find sort of the consistent speed of making this shape, but just practice and practice, and eventually you'll see results. If you have any questions or problems or ideas for future videos, you can let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos like these. I'll see you next time.